Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'd like to share a quick hadith with you. I'm sure it's a hadith that you've heard many times before, but with it being a day of Friday, it's very apt for this day. And not only for the day of Friday, but because of the circumstance and the condition that find ourselves in. We are concerned, we are worried, we've got anxiety, we feel ashamed of ourselves, we feel as though we're carrying burdens and burdens of sin upon our shoulders. We have displeased Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is possibly angry with us, hence He's putting us through a great test and a trial. So when we have all these types of emotions and feelings, and we're all looking for a way out, and how can we turn to Allah Ta'ala and ask Allah Ta'ala for forgiveness, and how can we have our sins forgiven, and the worry and the anxiety and the humum that we have, how can we relieve ourselves from this? So alhamdulillah, there's such a beautiful hadith, and this is a hadith I've been directed to share with you, especially by a friend and a great sheikh from Madinah Munawwarah, Hazrat Maulana Abu Talha Muhammad Yunus Abdul Sattar, Damat Barakatuhum Ali. My brother was speaking to him a couple of days ago on the telephone, and he'd asked him, I said, what should we do in our current circumstance, and what dua do you suggest that we should recite? And he directed toward this hadith, and then he said, share this with other people as well. And the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ is a hadith that we've heard so many times, and at times, it's slipped our mind. So very quickly, let's go through the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. So Hazrat Ubay ibn Ka'b radiallahu anh, he mentions in the hadith, and then he states that I said to the Prophet ﷺ that, O Prophet of Allah, I send blessings upon you in abundance, and I read a lot of Durood Sharif upon you. So how much of my time should I allocate to read Durood Sharif upon you? And I know you've heard this hadith before. So the Prophet ﷺ said to him, Ma shi't, it's up to you how much you want. So Hazrat Ubay ibn Ka'b radiallahu anh mentions, Qultu, I said, Ar-Ruba', I'll spend a quarter of my time reciting Durood Sharif upon you. Upon which the Prophet ﷺ replied, Ma shi't, it's up to you. فَإِنْ زِدْتَ فَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكَ, if you increase it and recite even more, it's better for you. To which he replied, النصف, I'll spend half of my time reciting the Durood Sharif upon you. And the Prophet ﷺ again responded, مَا شِئْتَ, it's up to you. فَإِنْ زِدْتَ فَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكَ, if you increase it, it's further better for you. So then he goes, okay, Ya Rasulullah, thuluthayn, 2/3 of my time I spend reciting the Durood Sharif upon you. And again, subhanAllah, the Prophet responded to him, Ma shi't, it's up to you. فَإِنْ زِدْتَ فَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكَ, if you increase it, it's better for you. And then upon this, Hazrat Ubay ibn Ka'b radiallahu anhu, he says to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Ya Rasulullah, قُلْتُ أَجْعَلُ لَكَ صَلَاتِي كُلَّهَا, that, O Prophet of Allah, all of my time I'll spend it reciting the Durood Sharif upon you, sending peace and blessings upon you. And then upon this, the Prophet ﷺ replied, إِذَنْ تُكْفَى هَمَّكَ وَيُغْفَرُ لَكَ ذَنْبُكَ, if you do that, then all of your concerns will be taken care of. All anxiety and worry and concerns and all the things that trouble you, subhanAllah, they will be taken care of. By who? By Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And not only that, وَيُغْفَرُ لَكَ ذَنْبُكَ, and your sins will be forgiven. Allahu Akbar. This is a beautiful hadith which teaches us one simple remedy, that you want your worries, your anxieties, your concerns taken care of by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you want your sins forgiven. Do something simple. Recite the Durood Sharif upon the Prophet in abundance. And it's the Thursday, we've just had our Durood Sharif Majlis, and we've, the hadith that we recite and we hear every Thursday, in which we are told that those people who will be the closest to the Prophet ﷺ on the day of Qiyamah, they will be those who recite Durood Sharif in abundance, and those who have recited the most Durood Sharif will be the closest to the Prophet ﷺ on the day of Qiyamah. So again, reciting Durood Sharif, not only is it a solution for our needs of this dunya, where our concerns and our worries are taken care of, our sins are forgiven, but we also benefit from it on the day of Qiyamah with such a reward that we will be close to the Prophet ﷺ according to of how much should the Rushi be recited. So this is not a time for us to waste. This is not an opportunity for us to waste. We should try to recite as much the Rushi as possible as we can. Not only just today on the day of Friday, but every single day of the week, every single day of our life. Try to get as much Durushif as you can. So one, it takes care of everything that we have worry about, and secondly, on the day of Qiyamah, inshallah, we'll be close to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I'll conclude that Ya Allah grant us the tawfiq to utilize our time, every minute, every second, in worshipping you, in praising you, in sending Durood Sharif upon your Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And oh Allah, you are the one who is in control of our affairs. Ya Allah, take care of our needs, remove our anxieties and concerns. Ya Allah, forgive our sins, and Ya Allah, be pleased and happy with us. And oh Allah, grant us the tawfiq to unite again in your masjid, in your house, and to stand amongst the rows of the mu'mineen, the believers, in sufuf, in rows, standing in qiyam, in ruku, in sujood, in listening, in standing in tarawih, in the month of Ramadan, listening to your beautiful Quran, your beautiful words being recited. Ya Allah, don't deprive us of these ni'mats that you granted us in the past. Ya Allah, please grant them back to us again. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.